Dre, what are you doing?
Maybe one, two.
When talking about the song WAP, would you consider it too vulgar? And then if you do, is that a double standard?
You got to sit up.
I mean, no, not really. I mean, it's just a song to me. I feel like this song has been like out like that since before I was born, before we was born, like 90s, 80s, 2000s. I just feel like it's a part of the culture, to be honest with you. So I don't really get my feelings.
Okay. So I'm gonna give it to you a little different. You have a daughter, because you like the song. Because I know you like the song. You have a daughter. Let's say she's 14, and because she gonna look like her mama, so she gonna look good. She's 14, 15. She's gonna be a nice looking girl. She in the car. You letting her play that song?
No.
Whoa, DJ, you just hey Anthony fell for it. So you not gonna let her bump that?
I mean, when she was herself by herself, yeah, but not you feel in front of me, I'm cool. I ain't trying to.
Okay. Hey Demetrius, can Naja bump WAP?
Absolutely not, bro.
Woo!
Absolutely. Listen, man, we were just having this conversation. And my ears is different. I grew up on NWA and Lil Kim. You know what I'm saying? So my ears is filthy. And the other day I just listened to the lyrics of that song, Throw Baby. And I'm like, what the fuck? Let a nigga stick in your. I'm like, bro, I'm on fire. So when I listen to WAP, the first thing that I'm just like, damn, I don't want to hear all this like it's like word for word, blow for blow, just 100% vulgarity, and I'm just like, hell no.
She can't bump.
I ain't stupid. I know they listen to it. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna come down on them like, hey, I don't want you playing. Come on, I'm a smart guy. My kids is 14 and 17. You know what I'm saying? They gonna play the music. Yeah. But personally, like, it's just not what I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? But I'm 41. You know what I'm saying? So what I want to hear, and what DJ want to hear is two completely different worlds. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
My ears changed a little bit now, so I'm just,
Hey, Corey.
Okay, I have a question.
My bad. Go ahead, Joe.
So, have you listened to songs that are in that bracket of contacts, but with a male singing it?
Yeah, and to Darae first question, definitely a double standard. It's definitely a double standard. I mean, let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? We listen to Future all day long, and I bang Future. The lyrical content is just reversed. That's all. I think when it comes to that song in particular, WAP, you got two ladies who talking about they shit and what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I don't work, but I get my bills paid and I suck it, and like, goddamn, like, is that, man? I don't want my kids hearing that, and to be honest, I don't want to hear it. It's just not even attractive to me. Is for me personally, it's just not attractive to me.
What makes it unattractive though?
But listen, Future raps similar things and even worse things. And so, but then that means you support Future talking about it, but you don't support a black woman, and I don't think Cardi B black, I don't know, but you don't support them thinking the same thing.
She does.
Yeah,
understand.
so that's another thing about supporting Black women. So you'll support Future singing this and even worse, but you don't want to support them. I understand if you don't like the song, but you wouldn't support them, trying to come up and make money for themselves and their family, even if it takes singing that song because sex sells. So
Listen, if they, when you say support, now I understand there's a double standard. And when you say support, if those ladies came to me and said, "Hey, I need if I got a venue," and they said, "I want to come and perform our song in your venue," I'm not gonna tell them no because of their lyrical content. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give them the same opportunity as I'm gonna give Future. Hey, you want to use my venue? Do your thing. Knock your socks off. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna turn them down. I will support it. It's just personally what I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And when I hear this song, it's just not an attractive song to me.
Hey, Corey, you've been itching to say something. Then we're gonna have Anthony.
Because it's like when it comes to this music, it's like it's not what you say, it's how you say it, or it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Like I don't care for the music personally. I don't listen to Future, none of them. Like I'm not a music head, if you want to be honest. But like I said, when it comes to far as like songs like that, like he said, every word of it is vulgar. There's no real lyricism. You know what I'm saying? There's no actual, it's just a song. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing put into it. Even,
so they not barred up in there? They barred up.
No. I mean, if you ask me honestly, like I don't think so. That's what I actually listened to the song for. Like when I heard the song was out, I'm like, okay, they said they dropping bars. I want to listen for some bars. They dope female artists. Like if we being real, like especially when you look at they come up, like Meg still being a college student, like Cardi was a stripper, like you know what I'm saying? Like they real life, they and then they can rap on top of that. So I'm listening to the lyrics, like, but it wasn't Cardi when I heard her on Motorsport. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Meg when I heard her doing her freestyle. You know what I'm saying? Her Hot Girl Summer freestyle. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hear that lyricism. So it was just like overall trash.
Like Me Open 101. You know what I'm saying? They definitely barred up. You know what I'm saying? They definitely barred up. But it's just like Bust Me Down 101. That's what I'm listening.
Anthony, is you playing that? Is you playing that for the babies?
It's an adult song.
Oh, okay.
So look, so this is the thing. When they put that music out, any artist, even like when NWA, like we're talking about, all the old rappers that came out, they didn't put the music out for a 8-year-old to listen to it. Not all of it. A lot of it was adult content. If it was Fuck the Police, that wasn't for a kid. That was for an adult. They made that song for an adult mind to get the lyrics in the bars like we're talking about. If you look at this song, this is, if you don't really sit down and listen to it, it looks and sounds vulgar. To me, it's the exact opposite. It was them putting out a song basically announcing and praising what they got, their body and what they're able to do and their sexuality, and then wanting to put it on Front Street. Because men were able to be sexual and it's all good. Girl, I'm gonna do this, I'll do that. And everybody would just not even bat an eye at it. For them, as Black females, we sexualize them in society, but then whenever they want to put out a song saying, hey, I have the best. I got the best in the world. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of my ability. Now we're like, oh, these crazy girls, they should have never put this song out. That's the first reaction, which I get, don't get me wrong. But then I didn't even get it till I watched a movie where they were talking about the book, The Vagina Chronicles, which is a really famous book. And all the women in the group, it was a book club, they were all talking, they were, can't believe we're talking about this, can't believe we're reading this. It talks about the vagina and it says, and they're all freaked out, right? And the lady chimes in and tells them, wait, have you even ever looked at it before? And they're like, what, looked at what? They're like, your vagina. They're all like, no. Why would I do that? She's like, the book is beautiful. It's reminding you to be happy and proud about who you are and what you have and your own sexuality. So then once I was able to link the two together, I'm like, this is just a modern version of that in a song. I get it. It sounds crazy at first. But because I listen to Too Short. I listen to all that stuff. Like we've all heard it, and I never thought of a native. So it was weird at first. My first reaction was to be like, dang, they went too far with this one. But like I said, it's an adult song. Adults are able to talk about sex and have sexual conversations. Teenagers, for me, my kids, I don't want them listening to it.
I say one more thing.
I love the fact how, as fathers, we like, oh no, it's an adult song and all that. But what constitutes as adult song? Right now, the way kids can stream music, there is no such thing as an adult category, or like YouTube, where you got
Facts.
YouTube for kids. There is no R&B and hip hop for kids. There is no such thing in our culture. Like you said, you listen to Too Short, if you listen to NWA, we done heard too much of Lil Wayne prostitute songs. Talk about how he gonna get down with the prostitute. We done heard so many songs from a male perspective where it was glorified, it was fire, it was like, oh shit, Gucci Man was terrible at it. Like, we listened to this, like Pretty Ricky. Pretty Ricky was the thing for us, bro. Like, we listened to all those things, but like you said, we sexualize women, but when women take their own sexuality and own it, then it's an issue. And don't let it be a black woman, because it is definitely an issue. Because when Britney Spears did the whole "I'm a slave for you" song, that shit was raw. That shit was platinum. It was fire. But our black women and the women of color gotta be docile with their sexual behaviors and things like that. Go ahead, Corey.
I was just gonna add. I think for me personally, and I think for a lot of people, it's like a privacy issue. Like I don't believe women like men that just talk about money. And that, like I said, this is not to talk about. If I'm getting away from the subject, tell me. But this is not even speaking on like Meg and, you know what I'm saying, the Too Shorts and stuff. But just overall, I don't think women like men who brag on money. And I don't think men like women who brag on their sexuality, because it's something we all do. We all have sex. We're humans, you know what I'm saying? We all work, we all, you know what I'm saying, get money. That's something we do. So nobody wants to hear about you bragging about it all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want to call somebody and they're talking about money all day. Or I wouldn't want to call nobody and they talking about sex. Like, it's something we all do.
But I think the only difference with this right here, nobody never tells a man he can't talk about his money. We've heard Pusha T. I love Pusha T. He rapped about cocaine on every album that he got. Nobody ever gonna complain to him about your content is the same content over and over. And especially when we put women in this space where, like Jody said, what sex sells, and you give them no other avenues. Do you want to listen to Rhapsody? True. Do y'all listen to Rhapsody?
No.
Yeah.
You don't listen to Rhapsody. So if somebody come with that different kind of funk, ain't nobody listen to it. So it's kind of hard for women to kind of like, not saying they can't, but a lot of the good rappers, like a lot of good women rappers, you ain't gonna find too many like that, because the ones who are top, they know what sells, sex sells, so they got to get into that. DJ, so you're not letting your daughter listen to WAP?
No.
Nah, not at all.
No, she by herself, yeah, I don't care, but not with me.
She can play Lil Baby though. She can play Lil Baby around you.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you tough on this week. We had a very good conversation. It's probably one of our best viewed videos as of yet. And we got a lot of feedback from a bunch of guys. And we only thought it was right that we get some male perspective to give an answer back to the question that was given to the ladies from last week. So without further ado, I'm gonna let Jaida ask the first question, and you guys can kind of run with it as you see.
All right. Do black men support black women like they should?
I love the faces though.
Nope. But then again, I mean, I don't think they should. Like, at the end of the day, if you ask yourself personally as a black woman, are you protected by the black men around you? Most likely you're gonna say yeah. You ask your friend that, most likely she's gonna say yeah. But they expect the outsider to be like, hey, I'm gonna sacrifice my life, like, or risk whatever I got going. No, it ain't that way. You can't be mad at somebody for self-preservation. Like, you want to think about yourself first, then go ahead. So, like, I've never felt loved by black women that didn't have any type of connection with me. I've never felt respected by them. So I don't see why it's a big deal, especially if you can't figure out who started it first. Then your life keep going.
Okay.
When you say supported by black women supported, I guess my question is, in In what fashion? You know, are you saying do we support y'all in y'all ventures, or do we support y'all in y'all's day-to-day life, or what? You know, I I personally think the black woman is probably one of the most disrespected human beings in the world. Um, I feel and my views have changed the older I've gotten, but personally, I feel a ultimate duty to protect black women. Um, you know, because like I said, you know, we disrespect black women heavily. You know, in music, in movies, you know, in general, black men are probably the worst. You know, and therefore I think we allow outsiders to do it too. You know, either blindly or not. So can we do better? Yeah, but you know, when you say support black women, uh, I guess I want to know in a little more in depth. What are you what are you asking for? You know, as black fathers to black mothers, or you know, a little more depth of the question.
Hey, JD, you want to give more depth?
I feel like it could go hand in hand with whichever, like if it's they endeavors, if it is with like a co-parenting thing, I feel like it could go hand in hand. However you like interpret it as. Do you feel black men support black women the way they should?
I think ultimately black men need to do a much better job, a much better job of supporting the black woman. Um, I think we are the cause of, you know, what they call fuck boys. You know, I think fuck boys have created a situation, and you know, this coming from a former fuck boy. You know, I know my past. You know, when I was between 19 and 25. You know, and I used to always say, "When I come around, I don't want to be around." You know, what goes around comes around. You know, and I think we got to do a better job of that. You know, and that start, you know, as black men is raising our sons different. You know, raising our daughters different on what to expect. You know,
Okay.
so yeah, we could do a much better job.
Hey, DJ, as a college student, how old are you?
19.
You say what? How old?
19.
19. As a 19-year-old man, do you value the black girls around you?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So before you get to that point, before you even start opening your mouth and going, I want you to take this in your head first. Do you? Okay, let's say, do you champion foreign looking girls over black looking girls?
Nah.
Okay.
I feel like I don't know. When my time come to get married, like if she ain't black, then she ain't for me. Cause like she ain't gonna be able to understand our struggle. So yeah, she ain't black. Man. I'm cool.
Okay. Hey, Anthony, hey, thank you for hopping on. This is a good friend of mine from California, way out here, you know, in the hot place while y'all over there freezing y'all ass off.
Modesto.
It's warm out here though. It's warm. It's 50. It's
That's
50
cool.
degrees right now. It's 30 below where you
We
at.
grew up. We grew up here. We not cold. What are you talking about? You see what we got on?
I feel you. I feel you. Hey, Anthony, before you when you just hopped on, we had the question, do you as a black man support black women? Do you as a black man hold black women in high regards? We want to just like get your take on this, because last week we had a bunch of women on, and they were like, no. And then we had some comments that we're gonna have to talk about, that somebody's in our comment thread going crazy on black women. But do you, Anthony?
No, I definitely do. And even with like the way I'm raising my sons is the same way. I want them to really understand what it's like to be a black woman, and then to understand as much as they can being boys, but to understand that they are in the struggle just like black men are, and that they haven't always had it the easiest. So you see, not that they're necessarily better. I'm not saying that. I'm not raising them to understand that, but that if the two girls, European girl and a black girl, are at the same level, accomplish the same things, you got to understand the difference of what the black girl had to go through to get the same thing that the European girl got. And my boys definitely are starting to get it. And they're like, DJ, they're like, when it comes time to settle down, they know that they want to be with the black woman. And then my kids are young. I have a 13-year-old and a 14-year-old, but they already make those comments. And I appreciate that they understand the the beauty of the Black woman and all the history that comes behind that.
When a Black woman tells you, you don't support me, you don't do this, how do you take that? Like, how do you take that? How do you channel that into something different and give them, like, not like lay over and give them everything they want, but try to be there for them? Because you have a Black wife.
I mean, I can give you a recent real example. My wife literally, after I made a mistake, I acted irrational. She literally pulled me aside and was like, look, as the man of this household, the husband, the dad, you can't make these choices anymore. You can't put yourself at risk that would then put the family at risk. And it was a good example. And it was humbling because, we grew up, nobody's going to disrespect me and get away with it. No one's going to do this. We have all these hard lines we set as Black men, like we're not going to let it happen, right? And you get to an age where some of it really ain't that important compared to being there to support your family, support your wife, your kids, and then to show that right example. And it was one of the things where she called me out on it, and I had to just take it on the chin of, shoot, I was thinking about myself, and me being upset wasn't thinking about, being here to support her to successfully raise these kids and have a household and be happy. So yeah, I mean, it's one of the things you have to be able to self-evaluate. And as men in general, we're not very good at that. We're not good at hearing something about us and be able to really evaluate, like, is this person right or am I right? And then really be able to realize, okay, I'm wrong, and then move.
America, we can't protect ourselves, and we're getting asked to protect somebody else. We can't protect nothing we own, nothing. You know what I'm saying? We can't protect our name, our values, anything. Like, as a man, we get pushed around and we get our neck stepped on all day long. Not even just physically, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but we're getting asked to protect. How? That's unfair.
Okay.
I was gonna say where Corey said something about, like, we can't really protect ourselves, and that, like, Black women, like, pick and choose. Well, don't men kind of do the same thing as far as, like, the pick and choose? And so you say nothing comes out of, like, Black men protecting Black women, but how do you know, like, that's true? Because sometimes it can be the case where Black men protecting or helping that Black woman, and usually when she feels that support or whatever, she can benefit the same thing in return. So that's all I had to say.
Or you can respond back if you want to.
I mean, like I said, as far as support, I don't know. I really, the Black, it's like,
I think
because I really, because I'm like, because like far as support, I feel like we do our best, but we don't have too many resources. But you know what I'm saying? Like, to support, and what kind of way can we support? We don't have, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but do you have to support financially though in order to support?
No, even not even financially. Even if it's, say, you know what I'm saying, if we don't have say if you don't have it, you have to know somebody. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? If we don't know anybody, you know what I'm saying, that we can link you to, you know what I'm saying, if you want to be an artist, hey, I don't know anybody that can put your art up in their, you know what I'm saying, up in their section, and you know what I'm saying, have people come look at it.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily gotta know them in order to support. Like, it go like with as simple as just posting it. Like, you never know who could come across it. Like, just little stuff like that. Like, I feel like little things can go so far too.
If that's the case, I see that on a daily basis. I see
mean,
Black
yeah,
men and Black women both supporting each other in that case. Because I see, if you want to be real, if we being honest, I don't see that bad side of young Black men and young Black women that was in the past. I mean, yeah, we not perfect, but we actually do a great job of supporting each other all day long. I see young Black men and young Black women helping each other in any type of way, whether it's you know what I'm saying, a young Black man helping an old lady across the street, a young lady giving a little boy outside the store a few dollars, you know what I'm saying, like sharing each other products or businesses all down social media sites. Like, I see that all day long. Like I see a lot of changes from our generation that wasn't going on in past generations. So if that's the case, yeah, I see a big support system for us Black men and Black women.
And you had something you wanted to get out?
Oh yeah, no, I was realizing with Corey the same thing, that I think we were getting more stuck on like physically being supportive instead of just like not financially, but kind of like what you got to, Corey, of just like helping each other out, push each other to the next level. One, females, because historically, I think Corey's right. We're definitely moving the right direction. But historically, we men in general, but especially Black men, have always wanted to be, I'm the head of the household, I'm the boss, I run this, and treated our even our sisters as, hey, I'm the top dog. And it's not necessarily, it doesn't have to be like that.
Can I add to that? As Black men, we're not allowed or taught to be emotional or let our emotions out. When your son falls, what do you tell him to do? Get up, stop crying. When your daughter falls, what do you tell? No, you can't say you don't personally. You don't personally do that to Blue. We're not talking personally. Even we're not talking personally, but we're talking overall. As Black men, we're not allowed to let our emotions out. So the first time we do, we're scolded for it. So what that make us do? I'm gonna shut up. I'm just gonna give. I'm just gonna give. We don't know any other way. We're not taught any other way. We have to learn. We have to break ourselves down.
That could be unlearned too and untaught. Like I feel like that's
the
whole
what I'm
point.
saying.
Yeah, like the whole point of the next generation learning different things. Like I feel like it should be okay for dudes to let out their emotions, because people be lost. Like people be needing help just because they a male. I feel like it shouldn't be like, oh, just because you a male, don't say nothing. Like y'all got feelings too.
And that's a fact. And that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. When we was younger, we wasn't taught that. We have to break ourselves down as we get older to say, hey, as a man, I'm okay with crying. I'm okay with being sad. I'm okay with being mad. We have to learn to recognize our emotions and say, I'm okay with being at that point right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as we grow, the first thing we're taught is to be hard, especially when you have a single mother. Because at the end of the day, let's be real, she looking for somebody to replace that guy. After 3, 4, 5 kids, you gotta man up. So you gotta be hard. You can't show emotion. You can't be soft. You gotta fight people in the neighborhood for your brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is stuff you have to do. Ain't no time to cry. Ain't no time to talk about your feelings.
But okay, I get all, and I agree with you on a lot of those things. But when Black women say you're not supporting me, I want us to stay away from like the physical. I want us to get to more of the emotional labor that we do not carry. So with that being said, the same way we may have our problems where we go to work and we got to act a certain way, we got to dumb it down for a certain thing because we may be too aggressive. A Black woman on all rounds got to shape and shape shift every day, every second. And as Black men, we don't do a good job of either standing up and saying something when something is wrong to a Black woman, especially in the workforce. We don't do enough of that. Or with our young kids, with our young daughters, we don't do enough of, I got you. It's more of like, oh, no, I want to control you. I want you to be this way. And then for our boys, we do what? The same things over and over again, like you just spoke to. Hey, if you fall, you bet not cry. You bet not cry. So we reinforcing the same thing over and over again. We cannot blame a woman for that thing that we've been taught from our fathers and their fathers and their fathers and their fathers. We cannot do that. The emotional labor we don't carry. When a woman has a baby, we don't carry that emotional labor. We just don't. When a woman go to work and she's supposed to be quiet or she getting paid less, we cannot ever get in. We don't get in and say, hey, you need to get paid more. We don't ever do that for Black women.
Women make more than us right now.
Where you live at?
No, are you like Black women are the breadwinners right now? Out of Black men?
In what
We're not
area?
talking about rich people, and overall.
Well, I think I agree with him to a degree. You know, I think if
overall, black women are getting black. I don't mean to cut you off. I apologize. Now go ahead.
I think if you put a Black man or any man or a woman side by side in the same occupation, that guy's gonna make more. But to his point, he's saying that women are the breadwinners. That's because women are grinding
Exactly, and that's my point.
So I don't think that men being let off the hook. You know, when you see all these memes that come about guys be homeless and he smashing just for a crib, guys being let off the hook. You know what I'm saying? We living off women now. We done softened up to the point that we living off women. You know what I'm saying? And women is out here making it happen. Women are replacing us, especially the black woman. The black woman is it, as black men, we set the expectation on black women so high because when they go to work, they got to go to work. You know what I'm saying? The same way we got to go to work. But then when they come home, they got to be the homemaker. You know what I'm saying? They got to come home and they're expected to do homework. And they're expected to be there for their husband. And they're expected to be there for their child, to rub the wounds. And then they expected to rub the husband head. And then they expected to do this after everything that they done went through throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? So I think we set the expectation super high on the black woman. Now, I think we all see it where when we go to the parks or whatever, in our neighborhoods, in the suburbs especially, then we see white men and the white men are pushing baby carriages. You know what I'm saying? The white men are taking their kids to the park and they pushing baby carriages, sometime at 10 o'clock in the morning. And we be like, man, look at this soft ass. Look at they soft ass. Man, those white men are really good at stepping up to the plate and sharing responsibility. Whereas black men, hell no. When it's time when the woman get off work, baby, where my food at? Baby, these kids crying. Baby, this house dirty. That's the expectation of black men on black women. Whereas in the white communities, they share all that. But to my man point though, this how we grow up and this how we train. You know what I'm saying? This is what we see. This is what society shows us. Man, even though that's true, we gotta break that cycle. We gotta hold ourselves responsible. You know what I'm saying? We can't just keep doing it because this is how keep doing the thing, even though we know it's not right. You know what I'm saying? It's not proper, man. We gotta break that cycle.
Yeah. Well, hey, so I got another question, right? So we talked about being a man and things like that. Do we believe in gender roles? Do we believe a woman should do this, a man should do this? It's okay if you do. Corey, you don't believe in that? Go ahead.
You want me to speak on it right now? I was gonna get somebody else.
Do you believe women should stay at home and take care of your kids? Do you believe women should? Okay, go ahead.
I mean, if you want to be honest, like we just said, we spoke on earlier, women are doing it, like especially black women. Once they got independence, they've been skyrocketing. Like ain't nothing to hold them down. Ain't nobody saying you can't do this. They've been doing great. You know what I'm saying? So why should me as a man say, hey, you got to stop. You can't have a career. You can't have a life for yourself. Sit at home and do for me. And you know what I'm saying? I like, you know what I'm saying, women being able to say, hey, I want to do what I want to do. And just like men, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like men I should subject my son to be a financial, you know what I'm saying? Just go get money and work for your family, because that's what a man's supposed to do. Because being a man or being a woman, that's subjective to the person that you're with. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever type, however you were raised, or whatever type of life you want to live. Like, so gender roles, no, that shouldn't exist. To at least, like I said, to me, I don't see myself telling a woman, you have to cook, you have to clean, you have to watch kids. Like, no, if you don't want to do, if you want to have a career, I'm gonna support you in whatever you want to do.
Okay. Hey, Demetrius, do you feel comfortable if a woman makes more than you, where she's the breadwinner? You feel? Are you that comfortable in your masculinity? Were you okay with that?
Absolutely, man. I think, like we said a little earlier, especially today in today's world, women grinding right now. You know what I'm saying? They creating for themselves. How many times you see women with an online boutique now? Women grinding their ass off. And there was a time, honestly, when I was 25 and 26, that bothered me, man. For real, that bothered me, and that was something I had to really outgrow. And then, you know, the more I grew personally, you know, my attraction became somebody who can actually match me or help me. You know what I'm saying? I use the analogy. It's almost like when I used to be at work, and then you don't want to teach somebody everything you know. You know what I'm saying? Because you can become replaceable. Then I start realizing, you know what, man, I can't get no vacation days off because ain't nobody here to do my job. So now let me get somebody who's as good as me or even better. You know what I'm saying? And that'll allow me to get some time off work. You know, man, I'm definitely good with a woman that makes more money than me. You know, as long as that's what it is, you know, I'm comfortable with that.
Okay.
I got a question. I got a question. Y'all keep saying like women grinding like right now, which is true. But do you guys think that women grind because they want to, or like it's because of a lack of a male grinding with them?
Good question.
Because they grinding because I feel like they have to, and they gotta make a way out of no way. So if it's because of a lack of a man's support, then they gonna have to do what they gotta do.
I feel like a woman shouldn't look, you feel me, for support from a man financially. Like, I feel like a woman should be already independent. That's just me speaking. I don't feel like that's just
not
me.
taking away her being independent. I'm saying like how they saying, oh, she grinding. Is it more because of, oh, she wants to, or is it because of, oh, I have to because the male isn't grinding with me? Like I have to be on top because the male not doing what they should be.
I feel like it's because, like I said, those limitations that were set on them in the first place are no longer there. I mean, far as systematic racism and, you know what I'm saying, things that we deal with in the household, you know what I'm saying, far as black men, black women relations. Yeah, we still have to deal with that stuff. But far as women can't vote, you know what I'm saying, or women can't do this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying. Women are doing things that they always wanted to do, but they had to suppress that because they were told you have to be a wife. You know what I'm saying? You have to be a mother. You have to basically be a succumbus to another, you know what I'm saying? Lay down and have kids all day, get up and clean the house and cook. Like once those limitations was broke free, women said, hey, I want to be a pilot. They got on a plane. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to go to war and fight. They went to war. They wanted to become coaches. They did that. They created a basketball league. You know what I'm saying? Like they did things for themselves that they wanted to do. So I don't think it was because, I mean, I'm not going to say some of them don't do it because of that reason. Because of course we see that all the time. Single mothers grinding because there is no other parent there. They do what they have to do. But I see a lot of other, like I said, in my generation, a lot of parents, a lot of 2-parent households where they support each other to the fullest. I even me, my parents didn't grow up in a household together, but I still had my father and my mother always to support each other and to support me. So it was like I said, I feel like there's a cycle being broken.
Andy, you want to add to that before I go to the next one?
No, I think that it was a good question. I think it's kind of 50-50. I think most of the black women that are grinding that we're all talking about and we're giving them props for it right now is because they refuse to not be independent and not have what they want, and they refuse to depend on the man. I think the generation before, so like Jaida and Jody, you guys probably have had conversations where people as a kid, hey, you don't need to depend on a man. You do for yourself so you be all right. Like that was what the last 2 generations have been told. And then we would see it. So you would even if it wasn't your household, you've seen a friend where the mom was going to college still, working, taking care of the kids because she was trying to better her life. It wasn't just accepting that I'm going to work this low income job. I'm barely going to pay the bills. And I'm just going to take care of my kids. And that's my role. Where past generations, that's what, if a woman was in a hard situation, that's what they did. They just did what they could do to get by. And now that was okay. For now, it's like everything in our culture says that's not okay now. The music tells it okay. The prices, the country's telling you you can't make it just making a low income job. So I think just the culture in general is forcing and helping black women to kind of to be that grinder. And they just, to be honest, more black women are going to college than black men. So that's why when Corey was saying they make more money than us, that on that aspect they do. And Demetrius was right. Yeah, they get paid less per hour. Yeah, 100%. But women know that, so that's why they're grinding. It's now.
Troy, what are you doing?